You see this right here? Why even have this if you're not budgeting your money? Listen, with these money principles I'm going to teach you, you're no longer going to be in a position where you get paid, 1 week later, you have nothing in your bank account. I'm going to share with you money principles that's going to help you grow and invest tremendously. So when you get paid, you can keep it, multiply it, and live the life you want. Let's rock and roll. I'm not Dave Ramsey, nor am I a quadrillionaire, but I am relatively successful at a young age, and I'm seeking to elevate and seeking to grow. And these are some principles that I follow and that I've learned in my lifetime. The 30% rule is the first money principle. So let's talk about what that even means. You should aim to save at least 30% of your paycheck into your savings, meaning that if you're collecting a $1,000 check, you should aim to save $300 of that $1,000 check, putting it in your savings account. Now, what you do with that money is going to be up to you. However, your expenses should not be more than $700 a month. If they are more than that, then it becomes very difficult to put any money away and even invest. So the idea is to try to put 30% of your paycheck in the bank, and then from that point, once you can do it, I would say probably for 6 months to a year or so, then you can talk about investing that money. But first, let's save some money. You can't invest anything if you don't have any money to invest with. So this would be step one. So the common, everybody should know this as far as having at least 6 months of an emergency saving fund in the bank based off of your expenses. So if your expenses are $1,000 a month, this is just basic numbers. Okay, typically people who have $1,000 expenses a month, it's a pretty good thing, but your quality of life may be a lot lower than somebody whose expenses are higher. Regardless, the idea is to put away the 30%, have some money in the bank. Once you have 6 to 12 months, then we can move on to the next thing, we're going to be investing now. Now, this is principle number 2. We talk about investing now. There's plenty of ways that you can invest. Financial advisor, you can get a wealth manager, plenty of different options, right? Stocks, you can invest in businesses, but ideally, okay, if you're just starting to save some money, put some money away, you're going to want to invest in some sort of retirement fund, some sort of S&P 500, something that can compound and stack over time. It's probably not what you wanted to hear. You wanted to snap your fingers and get rich, but we're talking about the money principles, the basic fundamentals. So highly encourage you, start investing some of that saved income into a Roth IRA, a retirement fund. So 30, 40 years down the line from now, you're going to thank yourself for doing that. The earlier you start, the better. So the idea is, I want you to catch the wave. Get in now, invest roughly, depending on how much you're able to save. If you can invest $250 a month, $500 a month, once you have that Roth IRA set up, 30, 40 years down the line, you're going to be very happy that you did that. You're going to look back and be like, even though it was just a small chunk every single month, you now have a lot to show for it. You can go and do your own research depending on when you started and how much that you invest over time and how long you hold on to that. You can have anywhere between $500,000, some people have $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, once they are 59 and a half and ready to retire and take out the funding. So do your own research. Ideally, you want to invest while you're young, and the best time to do it is now if you already missed that younger age. The third thing is going to be no emotional spending. This goes for everybody. When we talk about not emotionally spending, in my opinion, I think that emotionally spending is problematic. But there's also a good side to this, meaning that it's okay to be spontaneous a little bit, and it's okay to have some excitement when you're purchasing something. But if you're doing that consistently and it becomes a problem where you have nothing to show for it at the end of the month, then you're going to have to go back and check your discipline levels, because it may just be because you have a lack of discipline. It's a direct reflection on your bank account. So I cover discipline in plenty of my other videos, but you're going to want to have some sort of emotional control right here in order for you to save money. This is probably the biggest thing. So emotional control. Hey, before we continue, like and subscribe. Listen, the value that I'm giving you here, Some of it may be fundamental, some of it you guys have never heard before, and some of it is instilling key principles. We are covering a tremendous amount of principles, values, tactics, techniques to ensure that you can be the best version of yourself and go out there and dominate in life. All right, here we go. This is the last one. Invest in the biggest and most powerful asset. Now, what would that be? What's the most powerful asset that you can think of? Real estate, stocks, retirement fund, business. Listen, the most powerful asset that you can invest in, this is said by hundreds of leaders, founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs, successful individuals. The biggest asset you can invest in is yourself, especially if you're just starting out and you're trying to grow from a financial standpoint. Because yeah, you can invest 30, 40 years, a few $100 a month, and you can get a tremendous return on that. But ideally, if you took that $300 to $400 extra a month and you invested in courses, books, seminars, self-education, adopting a new skill set. Let me give you an example. Say you adopted a skill set of sales. You invested in courses, seminars, you paid for books, and you dove into self-education to help you be a stronger sales representative, right? And then say you invested over the course of 3 or 4 months, a couple grand, 2 or 3 grand. You go back to your job and you use these tactics and techniques directly applied into your line of work, and you go out there and no longer are you making a 4K check, now you've doubled that. You've made an 8K check, and now you've made a 9K check, a 10K check. Your return on investing in yourself could be double, triple, quadruple within such a short amount of time. There's nothing else in the world that will give you a more powerful return than investing in yourself and investing in your skill set. So that would be the biggest asset. So if you were to take anything away from this video, it would be, number one, it'd be investing in yourself and your skill set would be priority. Saving some of that money. Okay, saving some of the money where you can have some money left over to put away, and then part of that money you invest for a long-term, more of a financial, stocks, S&P, retirement fund, and then watch your discipline. In a chronological order, I would say invest in yourself, get the skill set, start making money from that. Then you can start saving 30%. Then from that point, you can invest for the long term. These are money principles that every person should know, especially if you're a young entrepreneur, young CEO. These are fundamental and very powerful. So I'll be bringing you value every single week. Let's rock and roll. See you in the next video.